All right, boys, welcome back. This is our week 4 recap. I got Kyle B here to help me go along. Trying to get this done right before the 49ers game here, so we're going to be going a little quick, trying to get it done in an hour or less. But we'll start off here. The first matchup, we got me versus Keegs. This was a battle of the stinkers a little bit. Some start sit decisions on both sides that definitely would have helped us out, but I ended up beating him by 8 points here, 98 to 90. Starting off with Keeg's team, this kind of Colts power duo he has in Danny Dimes and Jonathan Taylor, uh, kind of got stopped a little bit by the Rams D. I don't know if you saw Kyle B, but the Adonai Mitchell fumble through the back of the end zone. Did you see that?
Mm, mm,
Basically, it's like a 70-yard touchdown, and
uh,
like he like breaks a tackle and then like starts celebrating, like extends his arm forward to be like going into the end zone, and then he fumbles it out of his hand and in the back of
oh
the end
no, he
zone.
did the Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I didn't see that.
So
I gotta look that
that's
up.
probably like at least 6 points there for Keegs on that Danny Dimes start there, but kind of going along with the rest of Keegan's team. It was a pretty average week. He's kind of been booming the last couple weeks, kind of scoring like 110, 120. So it was
Yep.
nice to kind of get him on that 90-point week. Um, you see anything here that really sticks out to you on Keeg's team?
Well, I will say I think that getting away with let's see, it's 28 combined points between Taylor and Achan. That's
Yeah,
about as good as he's gonna get for you. I
yeah.
think when I played Keegs, it was a lot worse than that. Actually, I don't remember,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, they'll both those guys give you 30, so you could really be in danger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that you kind of you lucked out there a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and then a lot of positions like Keegan probably was on the middle to lower side of what those positions are capable of. So
Yeah.
got
You,
kind of lucky. You also put up a little bit of a stinker too.
I
So
did. I did. There was definitely some
mm,
duds in my lineup.
yeah, it's
Um,
good to win when you have 20 points on your from your defense. So
that is true. That is true. It was getting a little scary there, carried by the Lions D. I'll point out one thing. Keegs kind of upset about it. I would be too. But the Isaiah Likely coming back off the injury and then putting 0 points up. It's a tough
yeah,
one, and he was talking about it. There's plenty of other tight ends like Kyle Pitts that were on the waivers that he could have picked up instead. Um,
tragedy.
but that's fantasy football for you. For my team, Bo Nix had a really good game, almost 26 points there. And then the Lions D had 20. This was a very solid pickup for me last week, so I'm very happy about that. But Malik Neighbors blowing up his knee.
No good.
Maybe it's fantasy football gods kind of blessing me a little bit for the Malik Neighbors start. But Bucky had 23 points. That was his best game of the year. Only sacrificed his ankle while doing it, so we'll see if he plays this week. But the rest of my team, 8 points, 6 points, 7 points, 7 points, and then -2 for my kicker. So I'm glad I can almost come out with 100 points. And then I had terrible start sits, 30 points from George Pickens, 20 from DK, but that's what happens when you love your own football team and start Troy Franklin instead.
Yep.
Um, it is what it is. Good job to me. I was about to say Keegs, but you didn't win. Sorry for beating you, Keegs. You'll bounce back next week. Let's see. This was our closest game of the week here.
mm,
This was crazy.
Super.
Jimmy Stuffers versus projected last by Dovin Keegs. You wanna start us off with one of these teams?
What do you mean to say? Oh, you want me to
Yeah,
give you a little
yeah. Give me maybe a rundown on Jack's team here. What maybe?
oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Well, first I gotta stare at that for a second. It's a hot take. Um,
Hot takes are
what
welcome.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I mean, my big takeaway is I'd love to see Trey Benson just absolutely dying after James Conner dies, and Jack tries to fucking. He's been trying to trade me this fool for a while now, trying to swap handcuffs with me. So I'm happy it didn't work out for him in that way. Um, but yeah, I mean, you're getting the scoring out of the guys you expect to see. You're getting the scoring out of Puka. You're getting the scoring out of McCaffrey. Um, yeah, I mean, Lad's been kind of buns. I think. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. And then I'll
It's
let you go on a Kyle's team because I'm not as studied on that one.
no for Jack's team here. It as the weeks go on, the true colors kind of show a little bit. Like
Hmm.
week after week, it's like lads averaging 6. Um,
Yeah,
he's got the handcuff running back. He played the whole game. Kind of hoped that he would fill in for that Travion Henderson gap that he had drafting him in the 3rd round. So he was kind of bailed a little bit on Benson, and then it's just 8 points and injured now. Um,
yep.
and then we were talking about it, but Jack's Galaxy Brain Ravens defense start here against the Chiefs. They've averaging negative points now on the season. I think he's moved on, but I think the Ravens are they played good teams, but they're kind of
Yeah,
looking like a bad defense as well. It's kind of making it impossible for Lamar and Derrick Henry to like score a million points to win games.
yeah,
Yeah, but we'll go over to Kyle's team. Kyle's team is filled with consistent hitters. I think like James Cook, um, and Jalen Warren, which was out, but in the past he's put up good numbers. So James Cook has been brilliant for him. He scores like a million touchdowns, super consistent, RB1 on the season. So if you're Kyle, you're super happy. We actually had a trade go down. I'm sure everybody saw, but um, Kyle's without AJ Brown and Brees Hall now. Kind of getting, I think, a couple running backs in. So we'll see how he goes about managing all those running backs. But overall, solid week for Kyle. 98 points with having no RB2. Um,
yeah. So what's up with that? He didn't set his lineup.
he didn't set his lineup, but it was the 6:30 West Coast time. It was the 6:30 London game or Dublin game or whatever. So going
Oh,
into
he
the
got
night,
done dirty.
going into the
Mm.
night, it was Warren's good to go, and then was inactive in the morning, and then didn't play.
Uh, you
So
gotta, Kyle, you gotta set an alarm for 5:30, man. You just gotta do it.
I
Listen,
know.
this isn't a joke. This isn't just some fun league, where you have fun. No, this is serious shit. You need to set your goddamn lineup, buddy.
I actually set my alarm for 6:15, rolled out of bed, got my coffee going, and just sat on my couch, watched the sunrise, and just watched some football downstairs. It was what
Yeah,
dreams are made of, honestly. It was
yeah, and
perfect.
that's why you've got a championship and he doesn't. You know what I mean? You got a couple, don't you?
Maybe a couple. But overall, Baker Mayfield's a great QB. Can't complain if you're Kyle here. We'll see it in our rankings later, but Kyle's got a solid team. Squeaking this one out, even with the 0 from Jalen Warren. Good job, Kyle. He moves to 3-1, and then Jack moves to 2-2. Next here, I think I think this is the taking out the trash segment. Kyle B, I'm sorry. But we got Ian beating Kyle B here 100 to 52. I didn't do this on purpose. It is what it is. Ian is finally on the other side of taking out the trash. I think he's been the trash 2 times at the last 3 weeks, so it's good to see him on the other side. Gives him a little bit more hope and spirit for the rest of the season. Take it away on your team here, though, Cal B. What are we seeing?
Um, I mean, I tell you what I'm feeling. I mean, This is just tough, you know.
Yeah.
You have a vision. You do the galaxy brain thing, right? You're like you're looking at the late second round running backs situation. You see the guys you like, and you're like, you know what, James Cook's gonna be ass. I could have taken James Cook. I
Yeah.
could have taken James Cook. I'd be fine right now. And
Yep.
instead, I'm like, I want Alvin Kamara and James Conner,
Yep.
legacy picks.
Yep.
And yeah. So I mean, that's the big issue. But if we're gonna talk about this match in particular, I mean, this was just a down week for the boys. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
this is the lower end. I started the wrong guys. Not that my bench did anything, but it's like, um, yeah, really disappointing. And then also to have Woody Marks in my lineup all week,
Yeah.
only to just fall victim to like Ramonde Stevenson propaganda on ESPN is just devastating. Is devastating. I should have known. There's a reason I dropped him to the bench because I'm blaming Ramondre for the Woody Marks thing. It wasn't me. It was him.
Yeah.
He needs to hold on to the goddamn ball and keep his job because he's very talented.
Yeah. I
But
know I know
I
you
digress.
said you didn't watch last week's pod, but when we were talking about, or I think it was just me, when I was talking about your team, I saw that you had Woody Marks in your RB2 slot,
I did see this.
and I was like, "Oh, like it's just a really tough spot to be in." I mean, before his pop-off game, obviously, you don't expect it. But I was telling you, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. I was like,
Yeah, you said you're just gonna get 3 out of him.
I know. I was like, you're gonna get like maybe five, and then I was like, I think my conclusion was that you were cooked. You like no start was good. There
Yeah.
there were you couldn't look at it and be like, yeah, like this guy is gonna pop off. So you were in a really tough spot, kind of hard.
Yeah.
You take the guy that's been the RB1 in Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots, and you play him over the guy that's been RB2 on a bad Texans offense. So you
Yeah.
theoretically you made a smart move, but it just didn't work out. Um,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
mean, that's also it's Ramondre Stevenson coming off of a 2 fumble game, in which I think one of them he fumbled on the goal line or something. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not so quick to bail me out, but I appreciate you for trying.
Yeah, I mean he's averaging 4.2, 4.5, 4.9 yards per carry. Like when he
Yeah.
is doing the right thing and he is getting the touches, he's doing well besides the fumble.
He
So,
he passes the eye test. He just doesn't
yeah,
pass the fucking smell test. So that's for sure.
exactly, exactly. And then we'll move over to Ian's team. Justin Fields has kind of come out as a great fantasy option when he's not concussed or playing the Bills. Um, that was a good pickup by Ian. Great play this week. Amarion Hampton is looking like a beast for the rest of the season now that Najee's hurt and he's getting all the targets, all the carries. Um, kind of a tough start here from Ian. Benched David Montgomery last week. He scored 28, and then he started him this week with 1.2. You just that's just what makes your blood boil as a fantasy owner. Um, and then for his receivers, this is kind of going into the season. Ian's receivers were the talk of the town. Like Ian was the guy with the best receivers, and
Yep.
now they are his downfall. BTJ is he's getting targets, but he's not doing a lot with them. His highest game this year is 8.5. I mean, Ricky Pearsall's a baller. He's a beast, I will admit, but he's. I think he went out this game at some point. Did he not,
Was
Calby?
this?
Ricky P.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was struggling with that last week. I think it
Yeah.
started to bother him. I think it's a hamstring. I can't
Oh,
can't really
okay.
remember, but
Yeah. So but Trey McBride's very solid tight end option, and then Travis Etienne. This a little blow to Kyle B here again, but ETN's looking like a very solid option, 124 yards on the ground. um, ETN's
Let me just
looking.
skip.
Yeah, we can get out of
No,
here.
no, I'm just kidding. I do want to say one thing about Ian's team though, and in general, and that
Mhm.
is he. I mean, the tragic existence that he lives is that last year I think everybody agreed that he had the best running backs in the league. He had keeper and Brees Hall, and then he drafted McCaffrey.
Yep.
And I think he had another guy in his flex too that was like nice, and we were just looking at it like, man, it kind of reminds you of the championship Joey team, where he's got
Yep.
Kyron, McCaffrey, and
Uh-huh. Like
someone else
Jonathan
too.
Taylor.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you're just thinking, okay, this is the shoe in to win, and then he just gets totally cheesed off on injuries. So I
Yep.
think this is just the Knights who sneeze way is just like to just have the greatest fucking roster, and then just it all falls apart,
Yep.
you know.
On
So
paper, it looks real nice, but
yeah,
when it comes down to Sunday, something
yep,
goes wrong. It's the curse of the
hmm
Knights. We could write a book
yeah,
about it, honestly. Um, -5 from the Packers also stings, but he ended
mm,
up getting the win, 152. Ian moves to 2-2. Kyle B moves to 1-3. Still a long season though. 1-3 is not the worst place to be. You could be 0-4. 0-4 is much worse than 1-3. We'll go to the next matchup here. This was our highest scoring matchup. We got Watson versus Granny's Perks. Connor winning 143 to Noah's 123. Um, Connor's team just had an excellent week. We had him low in the power rankings in the previous week um, because of his T. Higgins stocks plummeting, his Jaden Daniels injury, um, kind of the uncertainty with Quinshawn a little bit, um, and then Marv also some uncertainty there. But his team decided that they wanted to come play this week, so everybody's scoring over 10 points besides Olave and then his defense, but like 15, 15, 16, 19, 16, 26. This is what you love to see from your fantasy
yeah,
team. I think every single one of his players scored a touchdown. Maybe not Chris Olave. Oh, no, he did. He just got 3 catches for 20 yards. I think every single one of his players scored a touchdown. His kicker scored 18 points. This is just a juggernaut week here from Watson. He's hoping that his team can kind of start replicating this week to week. But we'll see. It was a lot of touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So an off week where none of these guys score a touchdown, he's still down to 100 in what would that be? 107 points, maybe 100.
yeah.
And
Good
that's
math.
still a good week. So you're happy if you're Connor now. You feel like you don't need to play T Higgins. Yeah, very solid week. Can't complain there for Connor. And then Granny's perks over here. Noah, I think, is second in points for, but he is 1-3. So he's been going against the demons so far. Very unlucky for Noah. But on the bright side, you still have a team that's scoring 123 points. Um, Statistically, it's you gotta average out. So I'm thinking a win streak here for Noah is due. Um, but I mean Patrick Mahomes 27. Hate this guy. QB3 on the season, disgusting. Um, Bijan Dobbins Scatabo is a great running back room to have.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Some of those guys got traded away. But Devonte Adams has kind of cemented himself as this end zone target for the Rams, scoring 3 touchdowns already this season. GG Moore kind of stinks, but he's got Chris Godwin coming back. He's got Terry McLaurin coming back. I think Noah's team will be just fine. He's getting 13 from the Eagles. Not too much to say. You have anything you want to say here for Noah's team?
I love Noah.
Yeah, me too. He's a
That
good
being said,
guy.
I have not been following Noah's team in even the slightest, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like I'm looking at it for the first time, but I like it.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's a really good team, and I don't think it got with the trade that happened. I don't think it got any worse.
No, yeah,
It
and
just
I think
switched it up.
we're gonna get into that trade a little bit more later, so I
Yeah,
don't want to say too much, but
yeah.
yeah, I think that yeah, things are interesting for Noah
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, good job, Connor. Moving the 2-2, and then Noah's moving the 1-3. Expect these teams to be around. I think IBM Watson's always somehow lingering, plotting and scheming. Next matchup here, we got the Martini Police taking down Due Process, 125 to 110. Um, Starting off with Joey's team, we kind of talk about it every week, but it seems like he's dialed in with the best receiving core that we have in this league.
The
Drake,
world has ever seen.
yeah, it's the Drake London, Adunze, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're wide receiver 23. I guess I thought he had a better game week one, but he kind of had a lingering little injury. Adunze's wide receiver three, Amon-Ra St. Brown wide receiver two. So he's got two top three receivers. You're just absolutely juiced and jorking it. Um, and then he's got the beast Tyler Warren. He used the Tyler Warren drafter, and he was right. They called him in for a rushing touchdown play. They're using him and they're abusing him. He's going to be a great. He's probably going to end up tight end one to finish the season, but at this rate. And then, I mean, he's got two solid RBs in Kyron and Kenneth Walker as well. They didn't put up great games, um, so it's a little scary to see like what Joey's full potential is here. But overall, really good week from Joey. Even his kicker scoring him 11 points. He should be very happy. RJ Harvey scoring 17.8 on the bench. He's got Addison back too. How many targets did he get? 8. Yeah, this is some scary stuff here from Joey.
Yeah, very disturbing things
Very,
going on here.
especially as a member of the Bulbasaur division over here.
Yeah,
It's always Joey that makes my life a little bit harder every year.
yep,
Um, Daniel's team. Daniel's team's very interesting. It's so boom bust. It feels like. Let's see. Standings. Let's go Daniel's team. Actually, let's go schedule. Due process. So Daniel, I mean, 3 out of the 4 weeks he's put up exceptional weeks. So maybe I take it back a little bit. 117, and then
yeah,
the week two stinker, 138, 110. So
yeah.
Daniel's team
I think
maybe.
what you mean to say is that it's not necessarily boom bust, but it's like more like uh insane upside. Like you get that Josh Allen, Derrick Henry combined for 60 thing, you score a
Yeah,
billion points and look like a genius. And then when those two guys don't play well, suddenly it looks like you're an idiot. And that's kind of, you know,
yeah. Um, kind of. This will load here. Um, kind of a story of your team a little bit is how good is that Ravens offense
yes,
without Lamar Jackson. Um, and I think Derrick Henry's feeling it a little bit here. It is the
currently.
Chiefs' notoriously good defense. I mean, they went up against three good defenses. They got another one next week, and the Rams after that. So Derrick Henry stocks definitely down. Um,
Yep.
it's not looking like this week one Giga Brain draft pick where he puts up almost 30 points, and it's kind of showing that it doesn't, or it does matter depending on matchup. He's not like this guy that you can trust to score you 20 points every week.
Yeah, certainly. I think that the Ravens need to be leading in games. Like that is
Yeah.
just an absolute imperative for Derrick Henry. It's pretty clear that if they need to throw the ball and they're trailing in games, like he's going to go away. And
Mhm.
especially if they don't have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my take at least.
Mhm. Um, Garrett Wilson's looking very solid, very consistent. He's getting the end zone targets. He's getting a lot of targets. He's a good wide receiver one there for Daniel. Um, Dolphins are a little interesting now that Tyreek Hill's gone down. Jalen Waddle put up 6.3 this week. Um, so maybe he comes out of Tyreek Hill's shadow a little bit here and can establish himself as the best receiver on that team and is able to score consistent fantasy points. Um, and then I think he's finally moved on, dropped Hawkinson and starting Jake Ferg, which is really good for him. Wow, I did not realize how many targets he was getting. So overall, I think good management here from Daniel. Kind of running into the unfortunate woes of fantasy football, that is your players not being as good and as consistent as you hoped.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but not too much else to say about Daniel's team. He rejected a lot of my trade offers, which would have helped him out tremendously this week, but I won't go there.
Scumbag.
I know. Scumbag.
Wait, we're not getting toxic because I'm planning on getting toxic here at some point. So
No, we can get toxic. We can get toxic. Darnell
okay.
Mooney's looking like that guy. No, 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 no. Good job, Joey. Good job on the win. Moving to 1-3. Daniel moving to 2-2. Getting to our last matchup here. We're about 27 minutes in. We're making good pace. Last matchup is Bryce taking down Hawk Diggity Dog 132 to 116. Um, you want to start off by talking about one of these teams, maybe Bryce's team over here?
Yeah. I mean, there's just an elephant in the room here. I mean, I guess there's two elephants in the room. One is that Quentin Johnston, everybody and their brother was looking at the waivers and saw him had a good game week one and thought, yeah, that's what Quentin Johnston does. He's a perennial waiver player.
Yep.
He has these pop games where he just gets open. He's going against the second or third worst cornerback. He gets open, scores a couple touchdowns, especially he'll tack on a deep one, and you
Yeah.
think, yeah, this is a fluke sort of thing. He
Uh
might
huh.
do it, in 6 weeks. Quentin Johnson is looking like, you know, he is the best receiver on the Chargers right now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Lad McConaughey people are, they're slitting their wrists.
Yeah.
But
They're crying in the club.
that being said, I think the other elephant in the room is Javonte Williams.
Yep.
And
Yep.
honestly, it's just like, how did we all forget this? The Cowboys have, uh, through voodoo magic or just being horrible people, the Cowboys fucking they always have the DeMarco Murray, the Ezekiel Elliott, the now Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
They have
Tony
running backs
Pollard.
that Tony Pollard, yeah, he had a pop year. It's like there's just that 1 year of Dallas running back that
Mhm.
just they look nice.
Yeah.
So I think let's all get back to drafting Dallas running backs when Dak is healthy,
Yeah.
and you just win. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Javante's
think I think
also
that's the huge part of it.
Yeah, Javante's also now 2 years removed from his ACL injury. That's kind of the time where he's a normal player starts to kind of get back to where they were before the injury.
Sure.
And it definitely is showing. Javante's been playing great. Happy for him as a Broncos fan, that's for sure. Um, but in this matchup here, Josh Jacobs 30 points and a 40-40 banger against the Cowboys. that will help you win a week for sure. Hunter Henry, I wish I still had this guy on my team, but I dropped him because he scored me 1.4 points. Um, it's a tough life out here. Tyreek Hill blew up his knee, so Bryce will just slot in Xavier Worthy and be fine with that. Bryce's team's looking really good. Bryce should be very
Agreed.
happy about where his team's at. Everybody kind of very consistent across the board. So I was trying to send him trades for Josh Jacobs before this week, and he said absolutely not, which is
Yeah.
smart by him. Don't don't trade your players if they're being consistent.
Yeah,
Only
that's who he
only
was
trade them
last
if you.
year,
Yep.
Mr. Consistent. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think he's touchable.
Yep. For Parker's team here, very interesting team because going into this week, Parker's running backs were looking like the worst thing out there. Chase Brown is still stinky, but Ashton Genty has shown that he can be good. 32 points, 21 carries, 23 total touches with 3 touchdowns, 140 rushing yards. Maybe that's just the Bears' defense being bad, but for Parker, he's definitely happy to see his his first his first round pick finally scoring him some points.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, the inevitable tush push points. He's consistent, QB4 on the season. Um, and then JSN and Zay Flowers are looking to be pretty good plays for him. Besides this one 2.3 week here, um, you always like to see a guy being a homer and playing his own defense. 12 points from the Seahawks. Defense number one on the season. Look at that. Didn't even realize that. So Parker's stoked to have them. Um, Overall, I mean, you scored 116 points, Parker. You can't be upset. You just got matched up against a guy that's scoring 132. Um, yeah, Chase Brown is looking like stinky poo poo though, and he's got a terrible schedule. Um, so I don't know. Maybe he slots in DeAndre Swift moving forward, but he's definitely in a
Yeah.
sticky little situation there for his RB2. All right, that's the end of our matchups. We'll go and we'll look at this recent trade, huh? Um, the trade is we got Kyle Spalding shipping over AJ Brown and Brees Hall to Noah, and then Noah sending away Cam Scattaboo and J.K. Dobbins. This is interesting because AJ Brown obviously can have that wide receiver one upside. That's what he was drafted for. But the Eagles seem to not care. I mean, he's getting targets. I don't know how bad these targets are. Um, but you it, this what Noah's doing here is he's buying them and he's hoping they turn it around.
Yeah.
As the season's gone on so far, this trade seems like it's favoring Kyle Spalding,
Yep.
but for the future, I think Noah could find the better end of this deal. Um, because Brees Hall just had Braylon Allen go out, so that's fewer touches he's getting taken away from him.
Correct.
And then going over to who Kyle got, Cam Scatabo is looking like a beast, looking like a threat out there. They're just handing him the ball, and he's just putting his head down, going straight into the other team. So he's an exciting, fun player to have, fun player to root for. Um,
Yes.
So I think Kyle's pretty happy about that. J.K. Dobbins, when the Broncos do run the ball, he is an absolute beast. 5.4, 7.5, 6.3 yards per carry. Um, he's the clear running back one in Denver. R.J. Harvey is, I think, slowly eating into those carries. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. But who do you think won this trade, Calby?
Well, I think it's got to be it. I totally agree with you. I think that it's Kyle right now,
Yeah.
but we'll see because Dobbins definitely has a history of getting hurt.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that AJ Brown. I think that this is going to be. I think this Eagles team this year is just going to suck for fantasy. Like they just move the
Yeah.
ball too much, and that you can't score touchdowns because they're just going to tush push it every time.
Yeah.
So you might get some boomer bust games that might win games for you. Like AJ Brown's going to win a game for you and all
Mhm.
that. But you almost could look at this as a Brees Hall for Scatabo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
this really could be looked at that way. And then so you're kind of paying when you make this trade. You're kind of paying for the kind of gamble. Like,
Mhm.
do you like Dobbins to play the rest of the season, or do you like AJ Brown to just sort of figure out how to play?
Yeah. I
Um,
think
so
I prefer the side that's getting Cam Scattaboo and J.K. Dobbins. Um,
agreed.
I think we'll see when Tyrone Tracy comes back for Scatabo and how that affects him. But for now, you're kind of taking the consistency in the running back position over the boom or bust AJ Brown value. And
Yeah,
then I think Brees Hall is a very consistent guy, and he will be for the rest of the season. Um,
sure.
so I would take the safety in the running backs versus the boomer bust AJ Brown side. But I
Yeah,
still think it's very close and it's very fair trade. I don't think anybody is losing yet. Someone will lose this trade eventually. We'll find out. All right, and
yeah.
then you got anything else to say about it?
No, give me 2 seconds. I
All
got
right,
some personal shit going on. You hold the ship.
all right. I'll
I'll
hold
be
the
back
fort
in
down.
2 minutes.
All right, all right. Just making sure here. Get these hidden away for later. Everybody, look at the cute Snorlax. Make sure that commish list is hidden there. But we'll move back into the offers report. Biggest claim of the week here is the Jimmy Stuffers. Um, $200 for Jalen Coker. The next highest bid was 55. Jalen Coker's interesting because before the season started, he was kind of a guy that people talked about as being a sneaky good receiver for the Panthers. I think he's playing in the slot, so that's always a wide receiver position that people favor. He
Sure.
also looked good in the preseason, so I understand why Jack's making this move. Um,
I don't.
is I'm trying to think about his team, what other receivers he has. Um, let's take a peek really quick. Yeah, maybe someone to fill in for his lad McConkey. So if Jalen Coker does, I mean, if he does come through, I don't know if he'll be of the same caliber as McConkey. You might still want to play McConkey just because you know deep down inside he could have that good game. But if Coker starts being consistent, maybe that will be good for him. But that's 20% of Jack's fab right there on a guy that he's gambling on. I guess everybody's gambling on guys, but 20% is a good amount.
Yeah, it's just kind of that gamble you do. That you know what I mean. Like you make a little parlay, right? You're betting on UFC fight or something,
Yeah.
and you're looking at the odds and you're cooking up a parlay, and it's just not doing it for you. You're not feeling like, oh, I'm betting 5 to win 10. I'm not
Yeah.
really feeling that. So you go and you look through all the things. You're like, oh wow, plus 5,000 for a draw. I'll throw that in there. These guys could get a draw. No, they're not
Yeah.
getting in a draw, dude. It's not
Yeah.
happening. But
Yeah.
it makes it look juicy because you bet 5 to win, a few
Yeah.
hundred.
Mhm.
I think this guy has lost his mind.
You
But
think
that
Jack's
being
lost
said,
his mind?
yeah, I don't think you take a receiver coming off IR on a bad team, just
Yeah.
period. But
Yeah.
with that being said, I got to protect myself because if he ends up being nice, Jack's gonna clip this, and I'm gonna be in danger. So
Yeah,
Jack,
well,
play him every week. This is plug and play option. You should play him this week, even though he's still on IR. Just get him in there.
I've been serving out hot takes every single week. It's what you sign up for. There ain't nothing wrong with being wrong in fantasy football. Darius Slayton here, 105 from Ian. Next highest bidder, 78 from Connor. Darius Slayton's interesting because I don't think he's ever been like a guy that you look for, but now that Malik Neighbors is out, he's kind of him and Wandell Robinson are the guys to throw to.
Sure.
I picked up who did I pick up? Theo Johnson, the tight end, and it's another guy that's going to be throwing the ball. I think he could be doing something. I actually dropped him, but you're kind of grabbing into that Giants receiving bag, and you're hoping that you pull out the right one. So
Yeah.
10% of the fab for Darius Slayton, 10% gamble. I don't think it's crazy. I don't know if I would pay that much because he could just hold him on your roster for 2 weeks, realize he's not that guy, and then drop him. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, you're taking stabs. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
There's a shake up in an offense. Grab the guy that could be next up. You know, there's
yeah.
a shake up, so it makes sense. Slayton and Wandell Robinson. We'll see.
Mhm. Kendre Miller for 102 here for Joey. Um, he's interesting. He got a lot of touches in like this weird Bills game where they were like kind of in it. I don't. I'm not too sure if this was just because they were losing and they were like, fuck it, put the RB2 out there. Kendre
Yeah.
Miller's kind of a guy that's been in the shadow of Kamara, and the coaches haven't liked him, but new coaching, and maybe he gets his chance. Maybe Kamara gets
Sure.
traded. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Kamara's
Saints are,
old too. Maybe Kamara gets hurt. Hope
yeah,
not,
Kamara
but
gets hurt. I think this is good. This is kind of like a Rashad White guy to me, where it's maybe he'll be in there, score some points, but you're really looking for it's
yeah.
still a handcuff in that at the end of the day. Um,
Yeah. And it's a mystery bag too. It's a
yeah,
you'd be glad to have him on your roster already if he
yeah,
ends up getting more work for whatever reason. So
exactly. Um,
fine.
Brenton Strange for 69 here from Hawk Diggity Dog, the only bidder. I think it's a good pickup though. He's getting targets. That Jags receiving core is looking shaky, and this has been some sort of consistency in it a little
Sure.
bit. No
Yeah.
touchdowns, but could for the tight end position be very valuable. So Parker's just looking for that. Malik Washington here, Miami receiver for Bryce. With Tyreek going down, he's maybe looking to see who is going to get the catches there in Miami, and Bryce was the Tyreek Hill owner, so it only makes sense.
Sure.
Bryce picking up Luke McCaffrey for 35. He's been interesting. He's gotten a couple touchdowns on very limited targets, but maybe in the future, they kind of start looking to him more. I mean, he has been looking good, so
Yeah.
maybe they ramp up his work now that Terry's hurt as well.
Sure.
Uh,
I think that's great. I think Bryce needs to recognize that he doesn't need to spend $35 on Luke McCaffrey. I don't think
yeah,
anyone else is like we're all kind of following him,
yeah,
obviously being the brother of Chris McCaffrey.
mhm,
I think that no one else bid on him, right? I mean, that was
yeah, yeah,
yeah, you picked that guy for free,
mhm.
after the waiver period ended.
I agree. But I mean, he wants his guy. He's spending his fab. He doesn't care.
Sure.
His team's his team's already good, so he's got enough running back depth to not want to blow a bag on a potential handcuff guy that's on the waivers.
Yeah.
So he doesn't mind spending a little extra money. Jack, $31 on the Browns defense here. I think he's just looking to get his get back from having the Ravens defense score him negative points. Keegs lost on it, and Ian $8, $2. Keegs picking up Darren Waller. I kind of like this pickup. Um, you kind of know that from who was it last year? The guy on the Steelers now, the tight end,
Johnny Smith.
Jonnu Smith. They like going to that tight end, and then Darren Waller's first game back, 2 end zone targets. That is. So that's a good sign. That's signs that you look for.
Sure.
$26 isn't a bad price. Cardinals defense here for Keegs. He's looking to get that Tennessee matchup in Week 5. It seems that both Daniel and Ian lost on that. So Ian lost on both of his defense pickups of the week. Like I mentioned earlier, I picked up Theo Johnson for 5. Could be a good target for the Giants. I like this $5 from Ian Demarcus Robinson. He looked really good in the preseason. Got suspended for gambling or peds or whatever he got suspended for. But with how the Niners are looking, their receiving core, this could be a really good pickup here for Ian.
Sure.
Ollie Gordon for 3. Um, good backup running back for Achan. And then you pick up Jason Myers. How much you spend on him? $2. He's been looking good. He's kicker number
By the way,
3.
that's a big brain $2
Yeah,
because $0 from Barsuganators. All
you
right.
got
And
to
I
pay up
think,
for the kickers.
yeah, you gotta put $2 on the kicker, man. If you want the kicker, you gotta put $2. That's the rule.
Well, now it's 3, and maybe
Yeah,
now it's
now it's
4
three. Oh
or
shit! Stop
5.
talking. Stop
Oh
talking.
God.
Get out of my head.
Oh. See, and yeah, I did the same thing. $2 for Nick Folk.
Oh, it's you're a knower.
I'm a
You're a
knower.
knower.
The
The
price.
$2 roll.
The price has gone up, people. If you're watching this, it's $3 now.
Fuck.
Um, and then last pickup here, Kyle picked up Giants defense for 1 point or $1. Um, and then we had a couple extra. Rashad Smith for Ian 52. I think this is a really good pickup. I think Keegan dropped him. Could be a really good running back here in the future for the Chiefs. I assume his touches will go up. And then Jerry Jeudy here for Connor. Jerry Judy's been stinky. The Browns have been stinky. I don't get this one, but maybe Connor's seeing something. All right, let's go into the rankings here. We've been going for 47 minutes. The Niners game starts here pretty soon. We're going to rip through these. First on the list here, we got Kyle B. Sorry, Kyle B. No movement. The team's looking shaky, especially with the Lamar injury now too. It just
50 points
seems.
is good.
It seems you got Dak now. Dak's a great backup, but the future of the squad is in shambles a little bit. It's not where you want to be. Uh, and having it's kind of the curse of the first overall pick too. Or no, you were the second, and then Noah took
It,
Bijan. It's a
it,
stinger.
can I rant a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm never drafting. Just let it be known, you guys can add it to your Rolodex. I'm never drafting a wide receiver in the first round ever again. I don't care if Jamar Chase is supposed to go number 1. CeeDee Lamb is supposed to go number 3. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm taking whatever the best running back available is. I'm taking him 100% of the time. Write it down. CeeDee Lamb fucked me last year because Dak got hurt. Jamar Chase is fucking me this year because Burrow got hurt.
Yeah.
So, no good. No
Yeah.
good. I can't live with it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I drafted Neighbors, and he blew up his knee and had like a game with 2 points. So I understand.
Yeah.
I understand your pain.
Feels bad.
We're gonna go number 11 here. We got Ian. Ian's team is just kind of looking like he scored 100 points this week, but that was his most points he scored Um, he's got Hampton and Fields, which you feel like they're going to score you a good amount of points every week. But besides that, everybody else is a little bit of a question mark. Trey McBride is good, but you want he's averaging 10. ETN's good. You're happy about that, but besides that, having CD Lamb out, we don't know when he's coming back. Ian's scrambling here.
Yeah.
Um, you don't want to catch Ian on a good week though. All these players, Montgomery, um, have the chance to pop off. I would say that about PTJ, but it's looking like he's just some stank, especially going against the Chiefs this week. Um, yeah, maybe Amari DiMarcado can be a savior for Ian, but his receiving core has gone from looking like the best to looking like maybe the worst, which is tragic. Um, you have anything to say about Ian's team?
Uh, I feel bad for you, and I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, if you want to send ETN back over for me for cheap, I'm down. I got some receivers for you. Bang my line.
ETN for JMO.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah. All right. Next here we got Connor. Connor's team. He's got the case to move up the rankings, but I might need to see it one more time. I think I might have said that about his team last week. Um, but something about his team. I think it's the iffiness of Marvin Harrison. It's the iffiness of Chris Olave. The iffiness of T Higgins. Um, that's holding him back. But Quinshon Judkins coming back. And playing really well, averaging 14 points. I think Connor's team has a case to maybe move up these rankings. But for this week, he'll be at 10. Jaden Daniels coming back. We'll see how he is after his injury. If he can still be as mobile as he once was. Um, Connor's team not bad. I like Cortland Sutton a lot. He's a dog. He had an off week. These averages should
Yeah.
be up. He's still averaging 13.4. Um, Connor's got a good team. Connor's got a good team. Number 9, we have Parker. Parker's moved down the rankings, even though he was a big scorer this week. What I don't like about Parker's team is Chase Brown. Can Ashton Genty in the Raiders offense actually be good with Geno Smith? Geno's looking really bad. Hopefully it's not a fluke week here for Genty. Going against the Colts. Colts are a tough team. Um, the uncertainty with Flowers a little bit as well with the Lamar injury is tough. Um, but he's shown to kind of shine through and get those yards no matter what. Um, but not against Detroit. Um, I think JSN's probably is maybe his most consistent skill position player here, which is a diamond in the rough. Um, but DeAndre Swift, Matt Golan, Ao Manor are all guys that you're not excited to start in your flex. They're not consistent. Um, yeah, I think I don't think Parker's team's bad, but it's definitely not good compared to some of the teams we have towards the top of this list. Um, got anything to say
Agreed.
about Parker's team?
No, I think that I think time might tell um with some of these guys because there's just like a ton of like shakeups and young guys here
Yeah,
that you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
I think that the Chase Brown thing might be a little bit cooked, but
uh
the
huh,
yeah, I mean you're kind of waiting on Golden to come online.
yeah,
You're waiting to see if Robinson is gonna be neighbors or
mhm,
if Slayton's gonna be neighbors,
yeah,
and then yeah, I mean, this could change really quickly. I think that this could age poorly, um, depending on how things play out in the next couple
mhm.
weeks. weeks.
Yeah,
But
having
I think right now he's right where he belongs.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is having the hole at your RB2, where Chase Brown is like a borderline flex to need to bench guy, and then he doesn't have
Yeah.
a running back to come in and fill that
Yes.
slot. Like maybe Algier, but that's you don't feel good doing that either.
Yeah. Can you hover Herbert real quick before you click off? I want to see. He hasn't even played
What
this
is
year.
he? What is he
He's on
cooking
the
in there?
Jets. So I don't know what's happening here.
What is
But
he
oh, they signed
cooking?
him on
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
Herbert fucking sucks. I'm just gonna put that out there. He sucks, and now he's on the Jets, who also suck.
yeah.
What are you thinking, man? What do you think? I just noticed that.
Maybe he's got some intel. Maybe TikTok was telling him something.
Mm, TikTok's telling Parker what to think, just like the rest of America.
All right, number 8 here we got me. My team's kind of
Ooh,
in shambles here a little bit. Chuba could not play this week. Bucky's not playing this week. Um, I like my receiving core. Pickens is great, at least for the time being until CD comes back. But I still think he'll be a great option with CD there. Um, Keenan's been good. 6.2 against the Giants. So maybe in games that the Chargers win, Keenan does well. In games the Chargers lose, he doesn't. DK Metcalf's looking good. Um, yeah, for why did I put myself? What did I put myself? 8. Put myself 8 because the upside of my team I feel like isn't as high as I would like, but it is consistent. And maybe some of these injuries are scaring me a little bit as well. Um, but I like my bench. It's a very safe bench for the time being. A little gamble on DJ Giddens, just to kind of snag up a handcuff if something ever happens. But um, yeah, not too much. Bo Nix leading the charge, my goat. He'll carry me to a victory. Yeah, I have myself at 8. At 7 here, we got Daniel. Daniel's team, we were talking about a little bit, um, but it's high upside. I don't even know. I don't even know. What do you think about Daniel's team?
um, well, I don't know. My narrative around Daniel's team is Josh Allen, Derrick Henry. I think Jordan Mason has been a nice little surprise. It's because I was not very high on him on the draft.
Uh huh.
The draft. Same with Garrett Wilson, really. Like I was not very high on the Jets being good, being able to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that being said, I mean, like there's just enough like upside on this team that can win games. I do
Exactly.
think that he probably needs, realistically, he needs to get something juicy on the waivers to happen. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive on the waivers, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
what he's been doing, but don't pick no names. He needs to be, needs to be following the high upside guys coming into a bigger role. And he's probably one or two pieces away from being a contender. But right now it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, he's just gonna get blown out of the water by some of the more established
Yeah.
rosters like Joey and
Mhm.
Bryce Keegan, those kind of guys.
Yeah. He's had a really good pickup at Jake Ferguson, so that's boosting him up. Garrett Wilson seems pretty solid. Jalen Waddle is a very interesting player to follow. Um, yeah, Derrick Henry's not as consistent as we hoped. Josh Allen is incredibly nice at football, so he's happy about that. He needs. We bring it up. I don't know what he's doing, but he's got Tank Dell on his IR. That's actively just making his team worse because it's just giving up a free. He's playing with 4 bench slots instead of 5. Tank Dell's not going to play this season. He could slot Mike Evans down into there and then go to the waivers and pick somebody else up. But
Is that confirmed? He's not playing this season. Like,
I mean I think so. I think he got the Tyreek injury late in the season last year, so I would highly doubt he comes back this season.
let's see. It could be Galaxy Brain though, because I mean, maybe Tank Dell is not really that good, but I will say is he could be Galaxy Brain because sometimes they say they're not coming back,
Yeah,
but then suddenly the Texans are in a little playoff push. All of a sudden he's back. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
they lie sometimes. So,
that could
but I don't know if
happen.
Tank guys to spend that ideology on, but
Yeah,
I but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate he's got some hurt guys in his lineup. It would be
yeah,
really nice to be able to put there, but
mhm,
instead there's just a little stinker holding up the slot. So
yeah, exactly. All right, going into the top half of the teams here, we got Jack at 6. Jimmy's slowly moved down the last couple weeks.
this guy sucks.
He Ooh, well, the game's already started. Sorry, Kyle B, but Christian McCaffrey's already got five
Oh,
points. Turn that on your other screen over there. I'm sorry. Um, but he's his issue is that this RB2 and this wide receiver 2 and his flex are all big question marks, and he doesn't have guys that you can comfortably slot in to those spots.
yeah,
He's 6 solely because Christian McCaffrey and Puka Nakua are them. And they'll just win you weeks outright. That being said, Jack kind of in the back half of his draft absolutely nuked. He had a really good strong start to his draft in CMC and having Puka in the fifth, but besides that, he's struggling. Justin Herbert is has been solid for him. He's been good. Yeah, I think Jack. This is a very generous 6 for me right now. How do you feel, Calby?
I'm feeling like Mac 10 just threw an absolute dime to Jake Conjure in the end
Oh, let's
zone.
go, let's go.
um, yeah,
WW.
no, I think this guy sucks. I think that everything he stands for is whack, and that his team is horrible. I think that Bill is garbage. I think that no one should trade with him, especially if you're not going to trade rape him. That's my hot take for Jack's team. This
Jack
guy's
doesn't want
horrible.
trades. He wants to keep all of his bad players on his team.
Yeah, no,
It's
he thinks the Patriots going to win like 13 games this year. He's fucking insane, insane person.
We got Noah at 5. Noah's slowly moving up the rankings. He's 1-3, but that's not stopping him from being a powerhouse. Um, Bijan, Brees Hall, great running back duo to have. And then Devonta Adams, AJ Brown, I think are very high upside guys. I think Devonta Adams is a little bit more consistent than AJ Brown so far, but if AJ Brown does find that gear and can start scoring consistent points, I think Noah's team is very dangerous. Chris Godwin coming back off the injury is a very nice slot into that flex as well. And then he's obviously got Patty Mahomes, QB3. He's playing Kyler this week, which is interesting. And then he still has Terry that's out. That's going to come back eventually. Um, I think Noah's team's very deep. Like
Yes.
this team versus Jack's team, there's a reason Noah's 5 and Jack's 6 because Noah's got 3 guys that are probably better than Jack's wide receiver 2. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you got anything to say about Noah's team?
No, I think you got it bang on. I think that his lineup looks very serviceable and good,
Mm-hmm.
despite the fact that he's got Bijan and Abai and Mahomes, who decided to not play,
Yeah.
and McLaurin out. So I mean, yeah, definitely very deep. I think if I was Noah, I would actually probably look to move somebody and try to upgrade at a position maybe because I mean I realize he just traded, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's got at least two guys on his bench that people would want. He could maybe turn those two guys into somebody.
he could package a few of these players and maybe try to go to Jack's team and try to get a Puka Nakua or something.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I don't know if Jack will do that though.
No, no. Jack hates Puka. It's just, he
Yep.
does not like him.
We got Kyle Spalding at 4. Not projected last anymore. Kyle's team's looking really good. Especially he's got Rasheed waiting in the shadows. Baker is a very solid quarterback play. James Cook, RB1 on the season. J.K. Dobbins has been consistent. Cam Scadaboo has found new life in the Giants with the Tyrone Tracy injury. He's got Jay Jettas, his first round pick. It's Jay Jettas, no matter what. He's going to score you some points, even with Carson Wentz throwing him the ball. I think his team's not as deep as Noah's, but it is a little bit more top heavy. And top heavy in the starting lineup. Like his bench, he's got Jalen Warren on his bench. Uh, he's gonna have an issue when Jalen Warren comes back, and he's got 4 RBs he's gonna have to pick from.
Yeah.
So maybe he's trying to
I
make
mean,
another
good
trade.
problem to have.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
problem to have. Kyle's team's looking great. He's looking scary. The Bulbasaur division is full of hitters. That's what I will say. Number 3 here, we got Bryce. Bryce's team, he's got 2 really good running backs. And then with the Quentin Johnston kind of breakout he's having, wide receiver 4, it's Bryce's team's looking like a powerhouse. Um, he doesn't want to trade, and rightfully so. Um, not too much. I mean, he's got Josh Jacobs on bye, so if Josh Jacobs subbed in for Jacoby Myers there, his squad's looking mean and deadly. Could honestly, these top 3 teams could all be won. Yeah, you have anything to say?
No, I think I already said it already. I think Bryce's team looked good.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I will say is that I don't think Jackson Dart is going to be the truth. It's just a hot take.
Yeah, he's a fun and exciting though.
Yeah, it's fun, exciting. It's the Giants though. So
All right, and then at 2 we got Joey. We talked about Joey's team a little bit earlier on the matchup, but Joey has the trifecta in the wide receiver room. 2 of them being on bye this week, but Roma Dunze, Drake London, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those are 3 wide receiver ones on other people's teams, and he has all of them.
yeah,
It's deadly. And then he's got Kyron and Kenneth Walker, which are very solid, like low end RB1, RB2s. Um, yeah, it's Tyler Warren's an absolute beast. He's got the RJ Harvey stocks throughout the season. Um, he's managed his bench well. He has 2 running backs that could very well emerge into a role here with injuries potentially. But very top heavy on those receivers. And Addison. I'm not even talking about Addison, but 13 points on 8 targets last week. He looked good in the preseason before he got suspended. Deadly team. You want to move to 1 here?
let's do it.
Move to 1. We'll get to this 49ers game. We got Keegs. I think this is 2nd or 3rd week at 1. What I like about Keegan's team is these 2 guys right here, Achane and Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute beast. He's looking like RB1. Achane, even now with Tyree going out, the Dolphins just throw him the ball and just give it to Achane. They go, please go win us some games. So these guys are both getting massive loads. And then his receiver room is a little iffy. I mean, Ibuka is great. Nico Collins isn't putting up the the wide receiver one first round draft value that he was hoping. That Texans offense is a little stinky. Um, and then Tedero McMillan has upside. And then Debo has kind of established himself as like a gadget, kind of Debo of the olden days of the Niners, just a little bit older and maybe a little bit slower than he once was. But since we have Keegan above Joey, I think it's just because I'm favoring the value of the RB position a little bit more than the wide receiver. It just seems maybe it'll be a little bit more consistent. Um, yeah, not
I agree with that.
yeah.
I yeah, I think Keegan has a very very solid team. Um, and the other thing is too is like this is the end of season rankings. I mean, Kittle is going to come back at some point,
Yeah.
and it'll be really nice when Keegan is able to run the double tight end setup. Waller's going to score 20 points for him every week, and Kittle's going to score 30 every week, and they
Mhm.
can sit side by side in a little tight end university together. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
When Brock comes
you would
back.
yeah, exactly. You would love to see Nico Collins be the player he's supposed to be. Um, we'll see what happens.
Mhm. All right. That's gonna do it for this week's recap. Thank you, Kyle B, for coming on and yapping with me.
Of
Um,
course. So
I,
when are we going to talk about the shadow government? And the
no, there is no shadow government. There is no shadow government.
all right, guys. I'm going to start my own podcast. It's the Shadow Government Podcast.
The Alex Jones
yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
football podcast.
Infowars
Yep.
for anti-Devin, anti-Ian. Yeah, I'm going to
Uh,
expose everything on my podcast, guys.
All right, we'll be back next week. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Good
Bye,
luck.
bye, guys.
Bye.